Hello! Congratulations on earning admission to our PhD program. We're very excited to welcome you to explore Wisconsin for your graduate studies. My lab is a new group in the Chemical Engineering Department working at the intersection of soft materials, electrochemistry, and sustainability. One of our core themes is exploring how we can learn from nature to harness molecular driving forces to tune ion transport and electron transfer. Our research is very fundamental, and we aim to discover the new chemical concepts that are needed to meet pressing needs in energy and sustainable chemistry. I grew up in rural North Carolina, outside of the city of Charlotte. I didn't get much exposure to scientific research growing up, but I was always curious about the way things work. I received my undergraduate degree at North Carolina State University, and I didn't get my first taste of research until I was 21, when I joined a research group working with these emerging new materials called ionic liquids. I quickly realized that I had a passion for tackling big questions that nobody yet had an answer to, and I have a long-standing interest in teaching, so I decided to pursue graduate school. I received my PhD in materials from UC Santa Barbara, where I worked in an interfacial sciences research group. I brought my interest in ionic liquids and electrochemistry to develop model systems for understanding screening and concentrated electrolytes. I also worked on how electrostatic assembly influences the underwater adhesion of muscle foot proteins as model biomedical adhesives. I maintain a strong enthusiasm for bio-inspired design and biological systems, and we're bringing these perspectives to our current research. At Stanford, I was a GLAM postdoctoral fellow working in a multidisciplinary research institute composed of material scientists, physicists, and chemical engineers. I study the nucleation and growth of diamond nanomaterials and reactive plasmas, but my bigger goal was to learn how to apply the tools of advanced fluorescence microscopy to understand soft materials and interfaces. Outside of work, I love outdoors activities, especially cycling, rock climbing, camping, and I'm also passionate about music. My wife and I have a 1-year-old daughter, Charlotte, and we're currently trying to figure out if she's going to have a bigger interest in my wife's favorite sport of volleyball or my preference, which is rock climbing. Based on her dance moves, we can conclusively already say that she loves music. So I decided to come to UW-Madison because our department and campus is a supportive environment that values collaboration. Plus, with a campus this size, we have world experts in every area of science, social science, and humanities. So I always get chances to learn new ideas that are outside of my area. My group is new to the department, and we currently have 3 graduate student team members who make up our inaugural co-founding group, Ryan, Bei-Chen, and Jack, and we also have 5 undergraduate team members, Megan, Alex, Susie, Sajid, and Jean. This upcoming year, we're looking to recruit 2 to 3 new graduate team members who are excited about how molecular and surface forces can be a powerful framework to address pressing challenges in energy and sustainability. Our group perspective is rooted in colloid science and molecular forces, which is really unique in the broader electrochemistry and biomaterials communities. Colloid science is a multidisciplinary field aimed at understanding the properties of interfaces and multi-phase materials, whether it's creating safe energy materials, tuning the stability of pharmaceutical formulations and consumer products, or understanding friction and adhesion of interfaces. This is the domain of colloid science. As a result, it provides all group members with a wide open spectrum of career possibilities. One of our unifying scientific themes is to explore collective systems, where large numbers of species self-assemble to give rise to emergent properties that cannot be understood from the single particle level. A great example of this is phase transitions. By bringing together molecular force measurements with electrochemistry, laser spectroscopy, and single molecule microscopy, we're aiming to address fundamental roadblocks that will enable us to transition to using renewable electricity in the place of fossil fuels to power a sustainable chemistry of the future. As a familiar analogy to explain the idea of collectivity, consider how one might go about optimizing transportation efficiency in a city. One approach could be to measure how long rush hour is at the city level and observe system-level inputs and outputs like fuel consumption and carbon dioxide emission. On the other end of the spectrum, one could optimize the efficiency of the individual cars. Both are valuable approaches, but they do not capture the actual behavior of emergent property of traffic. Measuring, thinking about this actual collective phenomena leads to new ideas such as self-driving cars that can coordinate overall traffic flow, or creating alternative pathways like bike or commuter lanes that enable certain constituents to travel through crowded environments like they're on open highways. Of course, my group is not composed of traffic engineers. We care about electrochemical systems and soft materials. However, I think this is a meaningful analogy because a lot of research in electrochemistry and complex fluids is done by either monitoring system-level inputs and outputs or computationally studying individual constituents. Our group is pursuing new tools and new concepts that can be used to measure, understand, and predict the emergent properties of electrolytes, polymers, and complex fluids, especially at electrochemical interfaces. We really want to bridge that gap between complex systems and individual molecules. As an example of the types of projects we're currently launching, I'm going to provide a high-level overview of the 3 driving questions and highlight the graduate students that are working on these questions who you can contact for more information. These are illustrative examples of the types of research ideas that we pursue and the types of directions that will be available for incoming students, and I'd be happy to meet to discuss future directions in more detail if that's of interest. So Jack is using direct surface force measurements in combination with electrochemical methods to understand how collective ionic assembly influences electrostatic screening. These experiments are really aimed at exploring what it really means to be an ion in an ionic liquid that is composed entirely of charged organic species. Answering this question promises to open the door to new types of safe, high-power energy storage devices. Ryan is building a brand new electrochemical microscopy system that we're using to study ion transport mechanisms in ionic liquids and complex fluids. By bringing together the fields of microfluidics, molecular assembly, and single-molecule microscopy, we're aiming to create tools and concepts for promoting the selective transport of species and concentrated electrolytes. One of Ryan's big goals is to come up with ideas and concepts that extend beyond the Stokes-Einstein paradigm that is currently driving the development of electrolytes for energy storage devices. BHN is creating new ways to spectroscopically probe chemical reaction mechanisms at solid-liquid interfaces. We're using the challenge of controlling carbon dioxide reduction in ionic liquids as a model to pursue broader insights on how to study and control chemical reactivity at electrochemical interfaces using self-assembly. Ultimately, we want to demonstrate highly selective conversion of carbon dioxide into valuable products, really reimagining that electric double layer as enzymes for electrocatalytic processes. Finally, I want to conclude by going over our key group goals and values. As important as it is to pursue fundamental scientific breakthroughs, one of our equal driving missions is to educate and empower the next generation of leaders in science, business, policy, or really wherever you want your career to lead. We do this by emphasizing professional development to complement scientific excellence, and we work with 3 guiding principles. 1. Safety. No result is worth your health and safety. We proactively design the safest possible experiment to test our core hypotheses, and we hold all team members to the highest standards of safety and lab hygiene. 2. Collaboration. We err on the side of sharing credit and believe that competition is external, not internal. We all rise together and equally celebrate the successes of all team members. We apply these ideas to broader departmental community, not only our research group. And 3, curiosity. While we select questions with potential real-world impact, we believe that the biggest breakthroughs come from pursuing your curiosity and following it to unexpected domains. We value the ideas of all group members and encourage everyone to independently explore novel concepts that could significantly expand the impact of our core directions. Congratulations again on earning admission into our graduate program. I wish you success in the next step of your career, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have about our group, the department, or Madison as a whole. Please feel free to reach out at any time, and I look forward to getting to know many of you during your graduate studies. Take care.